Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Greg Bassey, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's a big day here at PAC 14. They're all big because it's election season, and we are interviewing candidates for the various county offices. Today we're doing the School Board of Education, District 4, which is here in Salisbury, and we have candidate Ann Sukowski with us today. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you, Greg.
So, Ann, you really have devoted your entire life to making our kids smarter, to education, and now you want to do that on the school board?
I think I have a lot to bring to the Wycomico County School Board, Greg. First of all, with my education background, I have a master's and bachelor's degree, and I also have my doctoral work at University of Maryland, College Park. I was able to have a fantastic career in Laurel School District, where I taught for 31 years. And I would like to bring that enthusiasm that I had to Wycomico County teachers. I was a secondary reading specialist, and I was able to represent the district statewide in state testing, English curriculum, reading curriculum, and one great achievement, the implementation of middle schools in the state of Delaware. I also, for 21 years, traveled throughout the United States, representing the state of Delaware at reading conferences, both as an attendant and as a presenter. My two areas of expertise were secondary reading and adolescent literature, and I also taught secondary reading for the state of Delaware and Salisbury University.
Wow. So District 4 is the classic Salisbury district. It's the center part of the city. It's real Salisbury. And you think sometimes that Salisbury doesn't always have the voice on the school board that it needs because it's such a wide county operation. Is that true?
I don't really think so. District 4 starts at Tony Tank Creek, Riverside Drive, Camden Avenue, US Route 13, goes over to villages at Tony Tank Creek and over to Robbins Avenue, and then goes up Snow Hill Road, and Riverside Drive, everything in between,
yeah,
and ends at where the Wycomico River comes through Salisbury. So it really doesn't go into city center.
Right.
It includes the students that attend Pinehurst School, Prince Street Elementary, Bennett Middle, Parkside, and Bennett Senior.
Where were you on the Bennett Middle construction? It seems like that's been a really good thing, but there were a lot of people at the time who were opposed that we kind of overdid it with that school.
I'm not sure. I'm for maintaining your buildings.
Right.
And I look at Y Middle, that's been here since the early 40s, and see how well that has been maintained. I think that should be a model for all the other schools in the county.
Yeah, they really have done a great job. In the last year, there's been kind of a push among the business community and some other community leaders to increase school spending on education. It's been kind of a new movement in my life. I've never really seen it. Where are you on that? Are we adequately funded in education? Is there more we need to do? What direction would you like to go with that?
I'm a penny pincher. I'm one of these people that if you've got 10 cents, I want to get my full 10 cents worth. So I really, in order to answer that fully, I really need to look at a line item budget to see exactly what funds are going to what areas, for example, transportation, maintenance, teacher salaries, textbook expenditures. So I think there's really a deeper, I'm looking at it from an educator's point of view now, Greg, that you need to look into that line item by line item before you really can make, and I wonder if the people who are saying this have ever looked at
right.
a line item And I asked them to, and I would like to see a line item also.
Right. The superintendent has been pushing three big things in her initiatives. The universal pre-K, better funding for teacher salaries, and the improving the graduation rate, the overall graduation rate. The big thing there is universal pre-K. The community seemed to come around behind it right now. Where are you on the universal pre-K?
I can speak to this one. My granddaughter, who graduated from Parkside this year, was in the very first pre-K program in Wycomico
Wow.
County at Fruitland Primary. And I volunteered 1/2 a day a week in her class. Now, again, I'm looking at it from an educator's point of view, Greg. But what I saw in that room was a great diversity. I'm talking about a great diversity in learning skills. All of these children had a chronological age of 4. But I saw 3-year-olds. I saw some that still were not completely potty trained. I saw some that if you started teaching reading, I'm sure they could have started reading some very, very simple books. So you've got to look at it from a diverse point of view. It's just like, is every child really ready for first grade at age 6?
Right.
So I saw this diversity in that classroom, and it was quite interesting. I know another teacher in Dorchester County who has had pre-K children throw chairs, scratch, bite, which are characteristics of 2-year-olds,
Right.
3-year-olds. So you have to look at the mental ages of these children as well as the chronological age. Going back to Dr. Hanlon, I had the privilege of being on one of the committees that recommended her hiring, and I was very pleased to be part of that.
You know, people seem to think she's done a good job.
Well, I've known her because we attended the same church, and her parents they lived in the same neighborhood that I do.
I think a lot of people don't appreciate or realize how much time school board members spend on their job. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. Before I decided to file for the school board, I called several school board members, both present and past, and asked them how much time they spent each month on the school board. And it's between 25 to 30 hours. People just know of the one public meeting, which is held the second Tuesday of each month. But there are many, many work sessions each month. Each school board member is placed on a committee or committees which meet 1 or more times each month. You need to respond to the daily emails and the weekly newsletters that are sent. And then there are meetings in Annapolis to attend. One school board member told me 40 hours, but the consensus is between 25 and 30. So if you have a family or if you have a job that is demanding on you, I don't see how anybody really would have the time to do school board.
Right. There's a lot of effort involved.
Yes.
Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Wait, I had it. What was it? Wait. Ooh, 2 minutes?
2 out of the 10, right?
Great. Is there something important I'm not asking?
Elected school board member.
That's exactly what it was. Okay.
I have my notes.
That's exactly. But I want to ask in a way that's not insulting.
Historically, it's the first time 100.
Yeah. But the thing I wanted to get to was that, like, under the appointment process, Anne probably couldn't have gotten appointed anymore, but she can get elected by the public.
What are your views on an elected school board versus appointed?
Yeah, I'll just start you and then let you go. Okay. So this is historic, the idea that we are electing a school board. You've been involved in local politics forever. You've been fighting for the idea of an elected
Yes, I
school
have.
board. And it looks like it's going to be a good thing in terms of the quality of the candidates that we have.
Greg, I am able to speak to this topic because my entire 31-year career in Delaware was under an elected school board. And one thing I liked about an elected school board is that the school board members came into the schools and talked to the teachers. They would have lunch with us. They would have lunch with the students. And I was very proud that some of my former students became school board members and would come in and ask my opinion on issues to come before the school board. I think the school board members should be seen in their community. They should be proven community leaders and people that are approachable. Last night when I was knocking on doors, I had a gentleman that teaches at Bennett Middle. And he asked me, he said, when you become a school board member, what are you going to do for the teachers? And I looked him right in the eye and said, I want every teacher in Wycomico County to have the wonderful experience as an educator that I had. And I think I will probably be one of the best advocates for the classroom teacher that they could possibly elect to the school board, because I've walked in their shoes. But I like the idea of elected school board. It was first brought up, believe it or not, in the late 60s by the American Association of University Women, which I happen to be a member, past president. And we went to the school board and they paid no attention to us.
You're out and about, you're everywhere. It's easy to run into you, but if people want to reach you and talk to you more about your candidacy, how can they get a hold of you?
I am in the phone book under Ann Suthowski, and I'll be glad to give my phone number, which is 410-742-8310. I take calls starting at 7 a.m. in the morning and not after 8:30 at night. And if I'm not home, I have a well-worn message machine.
She's Ann Suthowski. She's running for school board, District 4, Wycomico County, and we were thrilled to have her here today. Thanks for being here, Ann.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you. I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent newspaper, another special election edition of One-on-One here on PAC 14. You can see all of these interviews on YouTube. We have them archived there. You can get to that from a link on the PAC 14 website, or go to YouTube, to the PAC 14 section on YouTube, and watch all these interviews. A lot of great information out there to help you decide who to vote for.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and One-on-One. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.